Hello friends of horror. Today we're going to delve into the world of criminal alliances and ruthless couples who committed atrocities together. Ready to dive into the stories of killers who acted in pairs? Subscribe to our channel and don't forget to give us a like right now because we're getting started. Graham and Wood. Gwendolyn Graham and Kathy Wood were nicknamed the Deadly Lovers. They were simple nurses' aides in a nursing home where 5 people were murdered. They first practiced asphyxiation during sexual intercourse, then switched to their charges. After killing an old lady with Alzheimer's, they brutally abused her corpse. Kathy Wood claimed that Gwendolyn was trying to relieve stress in this way. The murder case gained traction thanks to Kathy Wood's ex-husband, who told him what happened at the nursing home. He went to the police and filed a report. Paul Bernardo and Carla Homolka. The pair of would-be serial killers, who went on a 3-year spree, met in 1987 and married in 1991 in Toronto. Much later, when the couple was arrested, Carla claimed that her husband was abusing her, so she had no choice but to submit and participate in his games. Paul, her still boyfriend, annoyed that Carla was not a virgin, forced her to gift him the virginity of her younger sister, who was not yet 16 years old. The girl stole medicine from the veterinary clinic where she worked, mixed it with alcohol and got her sister drunk. While the girl was unconscious, Paul repeatedly raped her. The little girl could not be saved, she choked on her own vomit. 2 weeks before the wedding, the couple kidnapped another girl named Leslie Mahaffey. Paul forcibly put her in a car, then took her to his and Carla's house. Leslie was held for 24 hours in their basement. The couple took turns raping her, filming the acts on camera. Carla also posed in a mannered manner during this time. During the investigation, the perpetrators tried to blame each other for the poor girl's murder. Their last victim was Kristen French, whom they kidnapped by deception and kept for 3 days in Dalhousie Harbor in Canada, where they raped and beat her. During the investigation, Carla made a deal with the prosecutor's office, revealing all the secrets of the case, so she got her sentence reduced and only served 12 years. Fred and Rosemary West. Fred and Rosemary West are England's most infamous serial killer couple. They raped and murdered girls and women, including members of their own families. Presumably, in the family of Fred West flourished incest, but when the young man accused his mother of harassment, he failed to prove it. At the age of 21, the future serial killer married his longtime friend Catherine, who worked as a prostitute. The girl was already pregnant, and when she gave birth to a child, they told everyone that they had adopted a girl. Later, after being attacked, Catherine ran away from her husband, leaving him with the 2 children. The baby's nanny and McFall, who stayed with West, became pregnant by him but soon disappeared. At the age of 27, Fred West married 16-year-old Rosemary Letts, who was also from a dysfunctional family where violence and incest flourished. Rosemary bore her husband 7 children. The investigation found that they killed 11 people, but there could have been many more victims. One of the daughters ran away from home and the other, Heather, was brutally murdered for complaining to friends. The investigation only gained traction after the children began complaining of inappropriate treatment at home, of their parents' threats that if they opened their mouths they would suffer the same fate as Heather. One of the children's classmates told their mother, and she went to the police. Shortly before the trial, Fred West committed suicide. Raymond Fernandez and Martha Beck. This pair of serial killers earned the nickname the Lonely Hearts Killers because of the way they met. During World War II, Raymond suffered a serious head injury that may have affected his future career as a serial killer. After serving time in prison for theft, Raymond Fernandez was released with extensive knowledge of black magic and voodoo. He claimed that this information helped him remain invulnerable and charming. He later met Martha Beck, who grew up in a dysfunctional family where hatred and violence reigned. She suffered from obesity and therefore for a long time could not find a suitable job. The woman led a promiscuous sex life, so before meeting Raymond Fernandez had children. They met through an ad, and Fernandez was amazed that Marta left her children for him. Later, the couple committed criminal acts together, and Fernandez liked that Martha Beck indulges all his whims. However, the woman had one flaw: uncontrollable violent temper. Jealous of the future victims of her boyfriend, Martha could not stand it and killed them. In 1949, the couple briefly stayed at the home of a 28-year-old widow with a 2-year-old daughter in her arms. When the young woman was drugged, the child sensed something wrong and began to cry. Fernandez strangled the child, but not to death. Fearing that the young mother would make a fuss when she discovered the bruises on the child's body, he killed her with a shot to the back of the head. Later, the baby started crying again and the killers drowned it. Neighbors who noticed that the occupants of the apartment were not showing up began sounding the alarm, prompting an investigation. Faye and Ray Copeland. At one time, when the case became publicized in 1990, this pair of serial killers was the oldest in the United States. The motives behind their murders were not pleasure and a sense of power over the victim, but the pursuit of wealth. Ray Copeland had a significant criminal record. After marrying Faye, Ray was forced to consider how to improve his marital status. With a reputation as a con man, Ray realized that he would not be able to build a career as an honest salesman. To put his cruel plan into action, Ray forged checks and hired tramps to buy cattle. Thus, after receiving the cattle on the forged checks, the tramps would disappear without a trace. Ray's criminal activities were soon stopped, he was captured and imprisoned. After serving his time, he tried to go back to his old ways, but one of the farm workers called the hotline and reported that he had found human bones on the farm. Thank you for delving into the world of grim crime with me. Watch my other videos and see you soon.